The killing of an African immigrant in a suburb of Paris has resulted in a huge flare-up of violence in different parts of France, mostly concentrated to the suburbs of Paris, where the working class live, but also spreading to other cities like Lyon, Dijon and others. Paris and France at large, remember, have faced the reputation of police brutality against working class immigrants and people from Africa. This is something that the government has tried to battle for a long time, but a teenager, 17-year-old African youth who was killed by police at a traffic stop in a suburb of Paris has resulted in a huge flare-up and a backlash of violence in different parts of Paris and different parts of France as well. Let's take a look at some of the defining images from violence-marred Paris and different parts of France. Paris continues to remain on edge after the deadly police shooting of that teenager. The shooting has unleashed tensions between the police and angry citizens in different suburbs of the French capital. Pictures on your screen show cars on fire in the middle of a road, a rising plume of smoke and fireworks being thrown at police vehicles as well. Tension actually reached boiling point in the Paris suburb of Nanterre in the wake of the deadly police shooting of that teenager. Riot police have been seen deployed in large numbers in full protective gear as cars burn in the background. Many police vehicles continue to be attacked as well. Police and firefighters are struggling to contain protesters in some areas and extinguish numerous blazes through the night over the last couple of days that have damaged schools, police stations and town halls, including other public buildings. From Toulouse in the south to Lille in the north, these blazes have become commonplace. The French riot police have been firing tear gas in the southern city of Toulouse as protesters burn cars after the teenager's killing at a traffic stop. Things are slightly, marginally better, but continue to be tense. The aftermath of the violent protests in the suburbs of Paris on Tuesday night, during which 24 police officers were injured, 40 cars were set ablaze, according to French media reports. And these were not a one-off. They've been blazing for the second night in a row, with security forces deployed in Paris to prevent this unfolding and escalating violence spreading over the fatal shooting of that teenager. Around 2,000 riot police have been called into the suburbs around Paris as things get set to possibly escalate. Here's a full report.
Angry protesters set cars ablaze and shot fireworks at French police on Wednesday in the working-class Paris suburb of Nanterre. It was the second night of unrest following what President Emmanuel Macron called the inexcusable fatal shooting of a teenager during a traffic stop there. The shooting of the 17-year-old, who was of North African origin, has fueled long-running complaints of police brutality in the ethnically diverse suburbs of France's biggest cities. A police officer is being investigated for voluntary homicide for shooting the teen, whose name was given only as Nel. Prosecutors say he failed to comply with an order to stop his car, but a lawyer for the family referred to a video shared on social media that showed an officer shooting at the driver at close range, saying, quote, "You can see that the shooting is not within the rules." Macron appealed for calm as he made the rare criticism of law enforcement after the shooting. Two leading police unions have fought back, saying the detained officer should be presumed innocent until found otherwise. A woman, identified as the victim's mother, has called on social media for a memorial march on Thursday in Nanterre, saying, "We will lead a revolt for my son."